Hey folks, thanks for tuning in. I'm NoCode, and you're watching TheNoCodeTech on YouTube. Today, I'm going to do some more soldering. I have the new Adept 3, I don't know what this is. It's a Christmas tree. Got it off of the Amazon. Came in a nice little box. Let's open her up. See what we have. First is a piece of paper. Flash Christmas tree set. Set's pretty flash, man. Thank you. Hey, you know what? You're welcome. Does that open up? It does. I'm satisfied with this product. Okay, sure. And then we have our little parts bag. In the parts bag, we have parts galore. This kit's a bit larger than anything I've done before, but it should be fun. I hope. We got some resistors. Those look like double A's, some dubs, 3 of them. Boatload of LEDs. Some capacitors, a couple screws, nuts, power jack, and a clicky button looks like. Might even be a transistor or 2 in there. Little USB power cord. Our battery thing has no end on it, just bare wires. We have 2 Christmas tree PCBs that kind of go to, I don't want to push that too hard right now, but they go together like that. A base and some loose resistors. It does not come with instructions in the box. You have a PDF. There we go. This is the Adept Flash Christmas Tree DIY Kit, colorful 3D Xmas tree LED DIY kits. So you get a little schematic, which I'm not smart enough to quite understand yet. Merry Christmas. All the other holidays, if you're into that. We have our component list, which I'm going to check real quick, come back, make sure we got everything. So we start with these 2. We're going to need this one, because it's what the instructions say. CTR 30-A, which isn't listed anywhere on here at all, but it's got the little line dink dink line come down, so I got the line dink dink line come down. Step 1, install 3 pieces. We're going to go with resistor 6, resistor 4, and resistor 2, but it doesn't tell me what the values of those resistors are, so you got to go back. So I got my instructions. 6 just says transistor, but it's a resistor. Now I'm confused. Okay, so I went and I looked here. So R6 and R6 is resistor name LED, but it's not an LED. This is confusing. Maybe here, resistor. I'm gonna actually have to like study this for a minute and get back to you guys. My apologies. Okay guys, I gave this a second look here, and I missed this part where it says install 3 pieces, 1K metal film resistor on R2, 4, and R6. So I got my handy dandy, that's magnet by the way. So I have to find the 1K resistors. So 10.00, and like the K up there on the top means kilo. So these are 10,000 kilo resistors, not 10,000 kilo. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, 1.9, so say it's closer to 2. I seem to only have 2 of them. Well, crap. Let's go back to double check and see that we have everything. I'm confused, greatly confused. I think I'm missing a resistor pack. I've studied this for far too long, and I've come to the realization that the instructions that come as a PDF are probably wrong. That being said, I cannot recommend this kit because it is confusing as balls, but we're going to give it a whirl. This is either going to work and it's going to be awesome, or it's not going to work And it's going to be awesome because I did a thing. So I'm going to say this is our 330 ohm resistor. It goes into R6, which is located right there, R6. We're just going to take and bend, and it's worth knowing that these leads are really thin. But we just slip it in like that. We're going to rotate it over, kind of bend our legs out, give them a nice bend out like that so the resistor doesn't fall back through the hole. I'm going to take my soldering tip and some solder. I'm just going to put a little bit of solder on the tip. And it's worth knowing that resistors are non-directional, so it doesn't really matter which way you put them in. And it's going to go into R2, D2, which is right down here. I don't want to use those crap scissors anymore. They did a really shite job last time. Well, that whole thing is going to be an editing kerfuffle. Hey, boy.
What you doing? Hey, David?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, I don't have the proper snips to snip this, so I have the good old scissors. So we're just going to snip this. That's my son. My son says hello. Say, hello, YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
Is there anything you want the whole world to know? Or the 50-some people who bother watching my videos? Oh, those are my subscribers.
I'm a game coder and I suck at it, but I try hard.
Hey, that's all that matters, that you try. And he does. He makes the best coding. Well, it's not the best, but it's pretty darn good. And you do it on, what is it, Scratch?
Yeah. Nah.
Nah?
It's a programming website called Scratch. Now I have to get back to it. Goodbye.
All right, program away, my boy. That's my son. He's awesome. So next we need 3 10K resistors. These are the ones that come in the little thingy MacDougar stuck together. I'm sorry, I should read directions. So R1 is right here and it says 10K, 3, 5, and R7 is up there. R1, come on, here we go. R5, R7. Now I have my soldering iron myself set to, what is it, 700 degrees Celsius, and I have a thing of a kitchen scrubby looking stuff. Ooh, fumes. Magically delicious. My limited experience has taught me that the board does get hot to the touch. It will burn you, as do these leads. Those get hot too. I mean, ignore what I say and learn through your own pain. It's probably the best way to learn. So there we go. This is kind of warbly, but it's not really a square board. All right, so that should be all the resistors we need for this step. And I'm just going to bend the leads a little bit more up for better snipping. It's going to be, wouldn't that be a pain in the butt if these were the right resistors in the wrong locations? And then I just went and snipped them all off using fiberware. skizzers instead of proper snippy snips. Next, we need some capacitors. YouTube people who are smarter than me say these little things that you snip off the leads. There you go. That you snipped off the back of the resistors. Hold on to them. They might come in handy for later. So, okay, so in the kit we get 6. The directions here say 16 volt, 47 UF. I should look that up. What is UF? Hold on. These, however, are 25 volt and 22 UF. Should really look up what that UF means. I don't want to lead you guys astray with my stupidity. Not stupidity, but lack of knowledge. Okay, so we got 3 capacitors. Well, see, now I want to sound smart for my YouTube friends. I don't want everyone to know that I don't know what I'm talking about. The directions here call for 16 volt, 47 microfarad. Is that right? U is micro. UF stands for microfarad. The board says 22 microfarads. And all 6 of our capacitors, where am I? Say 22 microfarads. So it's important that these are soldered on with the correct orientation. Much like an LED, one lead is longer and one lead is shorter. The shorter lead of the two has the negative with the arrow, and on the board we can see there's a positive hole that is square and a round hole that is dashed. So let's put the positive longer leg into the square hole, and the shorter negative that coincides with the markings on the side of the capacitor and the negative mark into the round hole. Fold it over. I did that wrong. And what I'm going to do is put a nice bend in the legs, then put them right in, and it's going to sit just like that. The longer positive in there, slide it down. Now you can tape these, or wiggle around a bit. I don't want to solder with it all crooked like that. I kind of want it to be nice. So I'm going to take some Scotch tape and just tape it nice and straight. Now there is like the correct tape for this, which is cap something with a C. It's that yellowish, orangish looking tape. It's really cool because it can like deal with a lot of heat and not get messed up or lose its stickiness or melt or anything. But I don't have any of that. I should order some of that. But that's the right thing for the job. This is the wrong thing for the job. I want to say thank you to Kyle AA0Z, I think. I should look that up to make sure. Sorry, Kyle, if I got your call wrong. Oh, it is. I got it right. AA0Z. Kyle. I was watching one of his live streams or whatever, and he had this it's got, it's this turny thing that holds the PCBs for you. I was watching one of his live streams, and it was on, he was using it, or he wanted to use it, but then didn't for whatever reason. But anyway, I saw it there, and I'm like, hey, that's cool. I want to get one of those. So I did, and now I have one, and it is awesome, and I do recommend it. On things that are really close, like these two here, you want to make absolutely sure that there's no solder between the 2 points, because it's what we call solder bridge. Electricity takes the passive resistance or something along those effects. So in this case, it's a capacitor. If it was across there, it would always be shorted. I did watch a YouTube video once where they said if you do end up with a solder bridge, that the easiest way to get rid of it is to get a bit of flux or solder paste or whatever you want to call it. Put it kind of between there. Kind of really get a lot of flux on there. I'm just using a very small paintbrush. And to just get your soldering iron in there to melt the solder, and the flux will assist the solder to flow onto the solder pad and away from either side. And that wasn't a solder bridge, but it did clean it up really, really well. What I'm using for solder is entirely the wrong stuff. This is designed for the plumbing in your house or something, and I'm just using a little paintbrush that I stole from my wife. Don't tell her. No, I still have that one more capacitor. Silly me. I almost put that in backwards. I can't see so well because I'm old. Hey, I'm putting flux on a capacitor. That means I can make a flux capacitor joke. So here's our transistor, and it's hard to see, but I think that says S9014. I don't know what the right way to put these is, I'm presuming that the flat side is going to line up with the flat side. There's a line kind of there, and then the rounded curvature of the IC or transistor or whatever you call it lines up with the curvature of the marking on the board. So if it's wrong, whoopsie doodles. Run some flux on there, solder away. Appears to be on there nicely. We have no solder bridges. If we did, I would name them Jeff. It's a real knee slapper. Not bad for first time doing one of those. Are these videos boring? I feel that these are exceedingly boring, and I have a hard time editing these videos because they're so boring. But hey, some of you sick mofos actually watch them, so there's that. I'm just kidding. You guys aren't sick mofos. Well, one of you might be. Jerry. You know who you are, Jerry. You sick mofo. One more. Right there. Yeah, no, I'm just kind of YOLO on this, yo. Yo, dog. Word. LEDs. 18 of these LEDs. It should complete one board. At the longer leg is the positive leg, and the shorter leg, negative leg. And at the positive goes through the square hole. We see we have a square hole here and a round hole there. So we would put the longer into the square hole. Like that, far enough apart that I don't need to bother with the flux. Keep in mind, folks, that I don't actually know what I'm doing here. So if I say something wrong, my apologies. Don't take what I say as the right way, because probably isn't. Well, to save you guys the hassle of watching me do every single one of these, I'm going to do those all and get back to you in a few. Okay, folks. Got that one all done. Look how nice and pretty it is from this side. Squeeze that and get this out of here. This one appears to just kind of be a repeat of the other board. So with editing magic, we'll get this completed for you. Okay, folks, got this side all done. Looks pretty much similar to the other side. I made a horrendous mistake. You got these two pieces with all the LEDs on them, and they're supposed to slide together. You know, come on, like that, and push together, but the lights are all on this side. There we go. So, like, look, no lights. I did it wrong. That's that. Now we're gonna move on to the square base. I don't think it's that complicated. Let's get started on that. I'm gonna start with the little switch. The switches really matter one way or another. And then hopefully this tape will hold it on, and we'll solder. We're all done. We have a solder bridge right there. So I'm just going to put some paste on it. A liberal amount of paste. And then kind of try to come in. And voila. Look at that. Step next. A little DC jack there. Can only really see it going on one way, so some tape there to hold it. And I think with this being as close together as it is, I'm just going to go ahead and start off with solder paste to begin with, so that I won't have to come back later. I am most probably using way too much, but heck, I don't know what I'm doing. Step next, I would guess, would be to get these fully pushed together, which it doesn't appear that it wants to go, but I'm going to make sure I look closely in here and around all, just to make sure that we don't have any interference between components. Ah, crap, I messed this up, guys. These right here are about to start snugging up to each other. Can just kind of bend it on over a bit. Bend the other one over. And these two capacitors down here are getting kind of close to each other, but might be touching. Shite. Yeah, because I can't push that anymore. But am I going to even be able to pull it apart? F-bomb. Okay, folks. I was able to get that apart by pulling really hard, and it made sounds, and I didn't like the sounds it made. Hope for the best. I got some solder wick here. Never really used solder wick to take a component out, but I imagine something along the lines of use the, that's really hot. Use the wick to absorb all of the solder out of the joint. Looks like I might be burning the board. Flux would help maybe. Well, I bet that's hot as balls, so I'm not gonna touch it for a while. All right, got it out. Came with 2 more of these than I needed. Not really, because I need them now, so haha. Lesson learned, use the least amount of solder to get the job done, because you might have to unsolder it. One on one side, one on the other. Those legs look a bit rough, but it was kind of hard to get in there. We fixed side A, let's fix side B. Yeah, that looks loose. It's like a loose tooth. Got it. Let's hope we do this right. Long one in the square hole. Alright. Cool. Alright, so now that we got that replaced, let's line these up. Hope they're not going to interfere. Keep in mind, guys, I did this wrong, so bumping ugly as butt. We can bend one of them out of the way. It's a really tight fit, so a wee bit more. There we go. That sits nice and flush on the bottom there now. Kind of sits in there. Alright, so it says that we're supposed to put, I guess we're supposed to put a little bit of solder to connect these 2 points deep down inside. So that will be fun. Give it a try. Easier than I thought it would be. Look at that. Bolt on the battery next, I think. Probably best to put those through first. Wee tiny little screws. We got that attached, and then now we got to attach. Why are these so long? Why did I do this wrong? I don't know. I'm gonna get my strippers. Okay, folks, got some strippers here. Probably the wrong ones, but you know, whatevs, right? Okay. Now we put the positive through. A little extra that hangs off there. There we are. Looks like absolute garbage, but hey. There we go. We got those wires in there like that. Then flow some kind of around here in these contacts, and I guess that's how you do that. Not really sure how I feel about the kit using solder as a structural element. Someone's knocking at my door. Who in the right mind is knocking at my door? I think your friends are at the door. Could you get the door for me, please? I'm kind of doing something.
Can we?
Can you what?
Play with them?
Play?
Yeah.
Of course, there's always awesome for play. Party on, Wayne. Where did all my crap ton of batteries go? Okay, got a pack of the Latas. AA batteries. We need 3 of them. Let's chuck some dubs up in there. All right, here we go. Moment of truth, guys. Look, oh, what happened? Look at that. Look at that. Let me turn the slide off. And the slide. Whoa, guys. Look, I did a thing. It's so pretty. But I have to hold the batteries down because these Ladas are a bit oversized. I've come to find out. Oh, that thing shot out of there like a rocket. We got some other batteries. We'll try the Amazon Basics. I don't think those are, oops, daisies, as oversized as the Ladas. Or maybe this is just a crap. Stay in there, man. Come on. Why you do this, I say. Anyway, what matters is that it works. And it's beautiful. And I made it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day. This is really cool. I like this. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.